we're supposed to put this in function notation. The airplane lands smoothly. So the big point of this is that we need to be able to correctly interpret each of these items. The original f function, the derivative of f, and the second derivative. This function is talking about the location of the plane. So it says in terms of altitude. So we want that to be positive, right? If it's negative, that means the altitude, it's below ground, right? And the plane is supposed to be above ground. So we definitely want that to be positive. This is talking about velocity, right? It's talking about how fast the plane is going. So this is something where we also want it to be positive, because if it was negative, that would mean the plane is going backwards, right? Remember, positive velocity means you're going forwards, negative means you're going backwards. From a fixed starting point. I don't think there's any other way you can interpret that in terms of this problem. Just like, if you think about f prime in terms of a car, if f prime is positive, you're in drive. If f prime is negative, then you're in reverse. And then here is the second derivative. Remember, the second derivative talks about how fast the slopes are changing. Remember, we earlier in the course, we did a problem with speeding up and slowing down. If the first and second derivative are both positive or both negative, it's speeding up, because if they're both positive, it means you're going forward, and this would mean that that your speed is increasing at a faster and faster rate. Okay, because your slopes are increasing. It's positive for the second derivative. Remember, the second derivative talks about how fast the slopes are changing. So if the second derivative is positive, it means the slopes are increasing. We've already determined that the plane's got to be going forward, right? They'll be landing on that runway. So the second derivative needs to be less than 0. It's going forward, but the slope should be slowing down. The second derivative should be negative, because we don't want our speed to be increasing. We want to see that speedometer still have, obviously we're still going in a forward direction, so that's why this has to be greater than 0, but we want to see the speedometer getting smaller and smaller, like lower and lower, from 100 miles per hour to 80 miles per hour to 50 miles per hour. We want the slopes to be decreasing. So a student sent me this question. They have the correct answer selected. So if the practice exam isn't saying that this is correct, it should be marked correct. I'll have to find out how to change that. Oh, wait, sorry. Nope, because this says second derivative is greater than 0. Which one's correct here? Well, greater than, less than. It looks like this is the right one that matches up with this. Okay, so that should be the correct answer in the practice midterm.